Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Eric. Recently, a few viewers have reached out to me and requested if I can make a video on VBA basics and how they can get started. Well, in today's video, that's exactly what I'll be doing. Visual Basics for Application, or VBA for short. I'll be showing you how you can select ranges, cells, or inputting data into those ranges or cells, and much more. Let's go! Alright, so before we code anything, we'll need to ensure that you have your developer mode on. So go up to the very top, this drop-down arrow, which is the quick access toolbar. Click on that, and then go near to the bottom where it says more commands, and then click on that. On the left-hand menu, you'll see customize ribbon. Click on that. On the far right, under customize ribbon, scroll down until you see developer, and make sure that checkbox is marked. And then click on OK. Then up at the top here, you'll notice you have developer. Click on that and then click on Visual Basic, or you can press Alt and F11. Now that you have your VBA editor open, we'll need to insert a module. So on your project window, right click and go to Insert and then go to Module. And to start off, we always have to use a subroutine before we apply any code. And we use sub for short, and then press space, and then you have to enter a unique name. So in this case, I'll be teaching how to select cells. So I'm going to use select cells. And then as soon as you enter, it's going to put the parentheses and the end sub for you. So that's good. Next, there's a few methods for you to select cells. You can either use option 1 here is range, and then inside parentheses and double brackets is the cell range, which is A1, C1, etc. Next, you want to close off your double quotes and your parentheses. Next, enter the period and then select. Now, when we run this code by pressing F5 or up the top here, the green run button here, it's going to select A1. Now we can change this as well to, let's say, C10. And it's going to select C10. The other way of selecting cells, you can use the cells property, which is cells, open up your parentheses, and it's going to ask you for an argument for row index. So that's the number of rows. So row 1 is 1, row 2 is 2, etc. So we're going to select 2, and then comma. The next argument is asking for a column index. Column index is 1 ABC, but it goes by numeric. So 1 would be column A, 2 is B, 3 is C, etc. So I'm going to pick 5 and then close off my parentheses. You'll notice that I didn't put it in double quotes. That's not necessary for the cells property. And then we're going to enter dot select. Now when we run this code by pressing F5 or at the green run arrow here, it's going to select row 2, column 5, which is E2. So using the range method to select cells is a lot easier than using the cells method. So I recommend using the range property instead. Now to select multiple ranges or cells, we can do that as well. We'll type in range, open up your parentheses and double bracket. We're going to select B5. We're going to enter a semicolon and then the end of the range. Let's do F20. And then we're going to close off our double quotes and then the parentheses and then dot select. Now when we run this by pressing F5 or the green run button here, it's going to select the range for us. Excellent. So you'll notice that I have some green text here with a single quote here, and that's called the comment. So when we comment a line here, it's not going to run the code. And if you don't have this menu bar here, we'll go up to View, and then go to Toolbars, and then select Edit. Then it's going to pop up like this, and then you just have to click and drag it up to your toolbar window here. Now to select entire columns, there's a few methods here we can do. We'll use columns, open up your parentheses, it's going to ask you for a row index. So we're going to do semicolon, and then we're going to do B to B, close off your double quotes, and then your parentheses, and then enter select. Now when we run this code, it's going to select column B. You can also select multiple columns here. You can do F here, and then we'll run this code. It's going to select B to F. We can also do that with rows as well. So enter rows 2, close off your bracket here, dot select. Now it's going to select row 2. Now we'll learn how to select worksheets. So we'll start with a new subroutine. We'll call it sub select sheets. So you'll notice that if you don't specify a worksheet, it's always going to be the active worksheet. And the active worksheet is whichever tab that it's on. And we can select the worksheet by using the command as this workbook dot worksheets, and then the worksheet name here. We're going to do results dot select. Now when we run this by pressing F5 or the green button here, it's going to select results worksheet. There you go. Now if we change this back to test, it's going to select our test worksheet. There you go. Another way, instead of selecting this workbook, is typing worksheets and then the worksheet name dot select. Now let's comment this line here and we'll run it. It's the same. So this method, if you only have one workbook open, then this method will work. If you have multiple workbooks open, then it's going to be the active workbook. Now another way to select sheets instead of the worksheet name here is using the sheet code name here. And up at the top in the projects window, you'll notice that it has sheet 1 and then the worksheet name. So we can do sheets 1, which is our test worksheet, dot select. Now we're on results worksheet right now. So when we run this, it's going to select our worksheet 1. So this is preferred method instead of using the worksheet name, because if you change the name of the worksheet, and if we use the original code here, and we'll run this, you'll notice that select method of worksheet class failed. That's because there's no worksheet called test anymore. So we'll use worksheet 1 here, and we'll make sure we select sheet 2, and then we'll run, and you can see it selected sheet 1 regardless of the name of the worksheet. So this is the method I'd like to use a lot instead of worksheet name. All right, so next we'll learn how to input data into cells. So let's start off with a new subroutine. Insert data. So let's first select our cell. We'll type in range A2 dot value equals, and in double quotes we'll type in whatever we want. So let's type in hello world, and let's run this code. And there you go, A2 has hello world. You can also select a different value here. We'll select C20, and let's run this. And C20 here has hello world as well. Now let's say you want to add some formulas. So let's enter some numbers here, and then we're going to sum it in cell B7. So let's comment this out. We'll type range, open up your parentheses and double quotes in B7. We'll type in dot formula, and then we'll type in equals. Inside double quotes, we're going to type in equals sum. Open up your parentheses, B2 to B6. Close off your parentheses, and now we'll run this code, and it's 15. If we add these up here, it'll be 15. Okay, so let's say if you want to copy and paste data, we can do that as well. We'll start off with a new subroutine again. We'll call it copy, paste. We'll start off by typing range, and we'll select the range. Let's do A2, and then we'll do dot copy. Now, as soon as you hit space, it's going to ask you for a destination. So let's copy it to A3. So we're going to do range A3. Now let's run this code and see how it works. And there you go, it copied from A2 to A3. Now let's say you want to copy it to a different worksheet. We can do that as well. So again, if you don't specify the worksheet, it's going to be the active worksheet. We'll type sheet 1 dot range, and then for the other range here, we'll type in sheet 2 dot range. And we'll double check here. Sheet 2 has nothing in it. And then we'll run this code and watch it. Run this code and see what happens. And there you go, A3 has it. Let's say you want to copy a range of cells. We can do that as well. Let's drag this down here. And then we'll go back to this code. We'll type A2 to A10. And then when we paste it, we just need to paste it the first cell in that range. So we'll leave it at A3, and then we'll run this code. And you can see here, it pasted from A3 to A10. Now, since we're specifying a worksheet, we can actually be on sheet 2, and we can see it paste the data here. And that's how you copy and paste data. And this is the basic method of copy pasting. Okay, now let's say you want to clear the worksheet. We can do that as well. We'll start off with a new subroutine. We'll call it clear. Now there's a few methods you can clear. You can clear by cell, range, or the entire worksheet. So let's start off with the cell. So we'll type in range. We'll do A3 dot cells dot clear contents. And then when we run this here, it's going to clear only A3. And you can see it cleared A3. Same thing, we can do A4, and it's going to clear A4. Now if we do a range, A5 to A7, and then we run this code, it's going to clear A5 through A7. There you go. Another method to clear is to clear the entire worksheet. So we can do sheet 2 dot cells dot clear content. Now we can run this code and the entire sheet's cleared. Now we can also clear by columns as well. We'll do columns B to B dot clear. And then when we run this, it's going to clear the entire column B. Now let's say you have a header that you don't want to clear, but you want to clear everything else. We can use the current region method. So let's put a header here. So now we can do range A1 dot current region dot offset. And then we're going to type in inside parentheses 1 because we want to offset one row dot cells dot clear. You can either use clear or clear contents. Clear contents will clear everything except for the formatting of the cell. And then we run this, it clears everything except for the header row. And the way that current region works is if you select a cell and you hit Control A, it's going to select this range of cell that has data adjacent to it. So if it doesn't have data adjacent to it, it's not going to select that cell. So let's clear this off, and then we'll select C20, and then we'll Control A, and it only selects these range of cells because these are all adjacent to each other. So the same thing here when we select current region and use that method. All right, so I hope this helped you in learning the basics of VBA.
Thank you for watching. If you found these videos helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to leave a comment down below on any topics that you want me to cover. As always, see you in the next video.